everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
And full of it. Pete Hegseth is full of himself and full of it. You've mismanaged the money in the budget that the Congress has already given you. The fact that you're coming back and asking for another $67 billion and proposing a $1+ trillion budget for next year, you are full of it. Full of it. We'll talk a little bit later what can be done with some of that money. But the reality of it is, Senator, he can't answer the question because he has mismanaged the budget. There's 17+ troops who are dead on his watch. That's not accounted for. The use of munitions, the use of strategy, the lack of strategy. How does he come before the committee and justify this? What was your take today? How do you see this playing out? Because I can't see any Republicans that I once knew sitting there thinking that this fool actually made sense in this request today, given the money that's already been spent to what? To what end? What are we seeing? What do we see for this money?
So two things. First of all, just the context. This is a war of choice. We were not under any threat from Iran. And it has been an unmitigated disaster in terms of loss of life, in terms of who's bearing the costs. My farmers, my constituents who can't afford to fill their fuel tanks, and farmers can't afford to buy fertilizer. The Strait of Hormuz now choked up. It was open before we went in. All of the political goals they've expressed, they've made no progress on. We're in worse shape now that this war has been commenced than we were before it began. But on the question that I asked Secretary Hegseth, which was about the deadliest day in this war so far, March 1st, when we lost six service members and dozens more were significantly and severely injured, we were unprepared. And there's been recent reporting from many of the troops that survived that attack about the fact that they asked for additional air defense, that they asked for medical preparedness in case, and were denied those requests. And he either wasn't briefed on that and didn't know that they were denied.
A form of mismanagement.
Right. Unprepared. Or worse yet, is covering it up. And all in this context, they're asking for tens of billions of dollars more for this war of choice. Americans want it to come to an end.
Senator, I think the way you characterize it is very important because it is a war of choice. And this is not a war that has been authorized by Congress at all. There is no authorization for the use of military force. This is being done unilaterally by the executive branch. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, was asked about that today. I want to play what he said, please.
The administration is working very hard. The commander-in-chief and the whole Department of War, they're working very hard to bring this to a resolution. There's a lot of discussions about how that will be done. We're all closely watching those developments, of course. I don't think an AUMF is in order right now. I think we need to bring this to a resolution.
We need to bring this to a resolution without congressional involvement, essentially neutering the legislative branch. We do have some reporting, though, from Notice that Senate Republicans are now pushing for more of a say in the Iran war. Several lawmakers said Monday that Congress should no longer remain on the sidelines. The White House needs to explain where the conflict is headed. Quote, I think it is clear that it is time for Congress to act, Senator Curtis said, and that doesn't mean that it's necessarily acting, constraining the president, but in fact defining what this looks like. 17 service members dead, billions upon billions upon billions of dollars in a country, frankly, that is hurting this economy. A lot of people can't make ends meet. Do you think that your Republican colleagues have the fortitude to actually have a real honest debate about this war?
All right, let's say Republicans are not going to tell the truth about the war. Republicans are not going to admit that this war is costly and ineffective. Not only is it costing the United States, it's costing the world. All right? Put it like this. Just 2 weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, gas was going down. I haven't seen gas this low and since the Iranian war began. So gas got to like 307, and I was like, you know, fill her up. Fill her up, okay? Then I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday of last week. I filled up my gas tank in one vehicle at 307. The next day, I go to fill up my daughter's truck, 350. I was like, 350. 350. Come on, man. But now you want to take more tax dollars that could be going to schooling, that could be going to building our nation's national pool, you know, refurbishing the national pool or whatever that thing is called. That inglorious bastard still not fixed. Okay. It could go to, hey, it could even go to the White House ballroom. We should have just built the goddamn White House ballroom and saved us some money and not had high gas prices. Instead, we want to sit here and complain about a White House ballroom for 6 months. All of a sudden, now we starting a war. Still ain't got no ballroom. Gas prices higher than the giraffe's coochie. And here we are asking for more money, more money, more money. Ooh, boy, y'all love Trump, don't y'all? You know what? Trump is doing an excellent job with America. He's showing us exactly who we are. You know, he is showing Americans exactly who we are, man. So shout out to Trump for bringing out the realists in most of y'all. Like, it's not most of y'all. Some of y'all is like, some of y'all racist. Some of y'all crazy. Some of y'all, the streets is out of control. The police is underfunded. The states are underfunded. Schools are underfunded. You got more people losing weight now because groceries is sky high. Your groceries is so high, it's almost cheaper to go out to eat. Like, damn, I'm spending $38 to make a meal, man. We should have just went to Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? we could have all got a chicken sandwich and I got fries at home and we would have been great. You know what I'm saying? But no. I don't think Republicans are ready to debate or go back and forth about a war that we're not losing. Only thing we losing is money. Like, we ain't really losing nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, let me point out a couple of obvious things. One is they have not come to Capitol Hill.
Buddy, I live in Oklahoma. I don't have no Democrat leader soap. You can take that and shove it up your liberal. You'll cry your liberal tears because I live in Oklahoma, buddy. We're a red state, okay? And everything that's losing here, we got the worst education, fattest people, worst state to live in. But hey, man, shout out to the Republicans that's running Oklahoma because they doing a damn terrible job.
Until today, and one other appearance to take questions in public, the administration, about this war. That's outrageous, given the loss of life, given the expenditures related. I also want to get to one point you made, that obviously this war is not authorized by Congress, but both houses have now gone on record with a majority saying that this conflict must end absent congressional authorization. A majority of both houses passed a concurrent resolution saying that. And so we've got to bear that in mind. Do I trust my Republican colleagues to act responsibly and to do what Congress is called upon to do at this moment? Well, I've been very disappointed that they haven't in large number thus far. But I always have hope that they will understand that we are a branch of government that is the one that declares war. We're the ones with the power of the purse strings. We need to use those powers to hold this administration to account.
So keep hope alive.
Well, as the great, as the
like a penny with a hole in it, Congress is hopeless.